Morning. Namaste to each of you. Thank you for joining me this morning to honor your mind and your body and your spirit. Let's just take a moment to become present. Find a nice, comfortable seated position on a cushion or blanket, something that will allow the back of your spine, the back of your neck to sit nice and straight and tall, opening up your chest, opening up your diaphragm, and opening up your heart. Let's gently close our eyes and soften our thoughts. Soften our eyes. Soften our shoulders. And soften our heart. Observe your breath as it is, soft and gentle, breathing life into you with each inhale and relaxation with each exhale. Feel the grace of being present, returning to that awareness again and again. You may open your eyes now. For this morning's intention, you may think of a positive word or a positive phrase to have with you on your mat and perhaps carry with you throughout the day. This morning's intention I'd like to share with you is to have yourself a merry little Christmas. So there's a song by that title that was written by Hugh Martin, who wrote the music, and Ralph Blaine, who wrote the lyrics, which I will share with you. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years, we all will be together, if the fates allow. So hang a shiny star upon the highest bough and have yourself a merry little Christmas now. So this morning's pranayama, a breathing technique, is Kapalabati, which I'm going to dub this week as the ho, ho, ho breath. So normally our inhale is the active part and the exhale is kind of the passive part. So in Kapalabati, it's reversed. Our inhale is quite not passive, but it's quite neutral, but we're very active on the exhale. So we're going to use our stomach muscles to create that exhale. It's kind of blasting the air either through your nose, but today we're going to be doing it through our mouth for our ho, ho, ho breath. And this kind of breath, the Kapalabati breath technique, actually energizes your whole body. So we'll have a lot of energy to go into Christmas yoga today. So let's just practice a little bit of that. Again, the inhale is kind of passive compared to the exhale, but when you inhale, use your stomach muscles. You put your hands on your stomach and go. Ho, ho, ho. All righty. So cough, cough, cough. I'm going to meet you on the mat. I'm going to take one more sip of my lemon water. And we'll begin our yoga. So I have a story for you today, this being Christmas yoga. And it starts off in Whoville. And in Whoville, the young and young at heart are all enjoying the winter and Christmas festivities. So let's join them by joining in and having some of these winter and Christmas festivities. So we'll start with our fingertips along the side of us, and we're going to inhale deeply through our nose, bringing our hands up overhead. Big inhale. And then with our mouths open, as if we can see our breath in the cold winter air, we're going to exhale, lowering our hands down. Just imagine seeing your breath this cold winter's day. So inhale up. And exhale down through your mouth. Inhale up. And exhale down. And inhale up. And one last exhale down. And then we'll pretend that we're in a flying saucer. Remember those? My brother and I had a metal one growing up, which in retrospect was really cold on your butt sitting in it. Now they're made out of plastic, but you grab the edges of the flying saucer and you send yourself down the hill, and you can turn by twirling it. So we're going to twirl and just kind of do a nice seated twist here. So just kind of pretend you're gripping onto the edges of your flying saucer and twirling it to the right, and then twirling it to the left, twirling it to the right again. Just kind of feel yourself going down that hill, sliding down, going to the right, and then going to the left. We'll come back to central, and we'll drop our hands, and then we're going to roll down, and we're going to do that the express method, placing your hands on your knees, on the fronts of your knees, just below the knees, and we're going to roll down as if we're making a snowball. So we're just going to roll down and pretend we're making a snowball, and roll back and forth, kind of rolling that snowball in the snow, making it bigger and bigger. Bigger. Maybe we'll make a snowman out of that snowball. And then we're going to send our legs all the way down to the end of the mat. Send our arms up and over our heads. And really give us a nice stretch in reclined mountain pose. And then we're going to make snow angels. So we're going to bring our arms down and spread our legs apart, just as if we're making a nice snow angel in the snow. You can keep your heels on the ground if you like, or you can elevate them just slightly up above, a little bit more core action. One last snow angel. And then having our arms up over our head and our feet down below, we're going to bring everything together, knees to chest, making another snowball. And then some of the kids are still inside and they need to put their boots on. So let's put our left foot down on the mat, keeping our right leg up, knees to chest. And then we're going to take our hands down to the bottom of the feet and pretend we're just kind of tugging our boots on as we lift our leg up to the sky. And then we'll put that foot down, and we'll do that on the other side. So bringing your left knee to the chest, and send your hands down toward your feet. And then just on each side of your foot, as if you're pulling on your boot, and pull your boot up, sending your foot up to the sky. And then we'll put that foot down. Both knees are up toward the sky. And then who should be watching the little who person put on their boots but the elf on the shelf? So let's bring our right ankle onto our left thigh, just below the knee, sending our right knee to the right. Then we'll lift the left leg up so that the left leg's at a 90-degree angle. We'll flex both feet and we'll pretend that we're an elf on the shelf. If you like to have a little bit more tension in here, you can pull your left leg toward you as you're pushing your right ankle into your left leg. Just a little bit of resistance. And then we'll put both feet back down. We'll do that on the other side. So the left ankle rests on the right leg, just below the knee. Left knee's pointing to the right, to the left rather. We'll lift the right leg up, 90-degree angle, flexing both toes up to the sky. And we're once again elf on the shelf. And you can pull your right leg toward you as you're pushing your left ankle in for some resistance. And then you can release, bring your knees back to your chest, give them a nice hug, maybe rock a little bit. Kind of wake up your spine. Wake up. And we're going to snowball up to a seated position. So you can, if you don't want to do that, you can just roll over to the side and come up into a seated position. Otherwise, you can tuck your hands underneath your knees and just kind of keep rolling until you come up to a seated position. And then we're going to cross over our seat, come into tabletop. So as the kids in Whoville are having a great time outside, enjoying all the winter activities, Christmas activities, up in the North Pole, Santa's reindeer are getting ready to head out to Whoville. So in tabletop, we are the reindeer, and let's just kind of give our Santa's reindeer a nice warm up by doing some cat-cows. So we're going to round our back, exhale, dropping our head down, and then lifting our head up, sending our tailbone up as well. Our gaze is out straight ahead for cow, and then rounding the back for cat. Inhale, lifting the head up for cow. Exhaling, rounding the back down. Just nice deep stretches, synchronizing with your breath. Santa's reindeer have a long flight in front of them, so we really need them to kind of warm up, get their bearings right. And then we'll come back to tabletop. And Rudolph, who of course heads the sleigh, Santa's sleigh, wants to check and make sure everyone is ready for takeoff. So we're going to ascend our right leg down to the bottom of the mat, landing on the ball of our foot, and then bringing that right foot over to the left side of the mat, just outside the mat. And then we're going to turn our head and look at our right foot. So this is Rudolph just checking back, checking in on the reindeer. That's behind him, and Santa behind him, seeing if everyone's all set and ready to go. And then he'll do that on the other side. So bring your knee back to tabletop. Send your left foot down, landing on the ball of your foot. Send the left foot over to the right side of the mat. And then send your gaze down to your left foot. And Rudolph checking in again, see if everyone's ready to roll. And they are, so let's bring that knee back to tabletop. We're gonna do bird dog next. And we're gonna have our knees apart, not together. And we're gonna lift our right leg up and send our right arm up, and then bringing the knee and elbow together, and then extending them both back out again. So Santa's on the sleigh and he's urging them on. He'll say, on Dasher, we'll extend, on Dancer, and then extend, on Prancer, extend, on Vixen, extend. And then we'll switch sides. The reindeer on the left. So we're going to lift our left leg up, extend our right arm out, and then bring our elbow to the knee, and then on Comet, extend, on Cupid, extend, on Donner, extend, and on Blitzen, extend. And then bring both hand and knee down. And then Santa's off on their way to Whoville. And as they are on their way to Whoville, there's someone else getting ready to go to Whoville. And on the mountaintop just above Whoville, Grinch and his dog Max are getting ready to visit as well. So Max is the head of, or he's the reindeer of the Grinch's sleigh. And we're going to make a sleigh by coming into downward dog. So tuck your toes under, lift your hips up to the sky, and we'll just kind of pedal out here for a moment, getting on the Grinch's sled. And then once we're all set and ready, we're going to push our toes and come into plank pose. So you may want to move your hands a little bit, just come into a nice comfortable plank pose. Shoulders are right above your wrists. Feet are pushed to the back, navel's tucked to the spine. And then we're going to lift our hips up, coming into downward dog again. Pedal out a little bit. So this is us going down the hill, the Grinch and Max. So we're downward dog to plank, sliding down the hill, and then downward dog to plank again. And then downward dog to plank one last time. And as they're coming down the hill, they come to a cliff, and we extend our right knee to our right elbow, pushing off and just looking over that cliff, and then send that back to downward dog. And then we'll do that on the other side. We'll come to another cliff, sending our left knee to our left elbow and looking over that cliff, and then back again, back to downward dog, and pedal out. Walking poor Max in the sleigh. Then come down to plank, and then chaturanga, either knees, chest, chin, or regular chaturanga. And then we're going to send our hands to the top of the mat. Elbows are right below the shoulders in Sphinx pose. And we're going to be kind of like a toboggan and kind of rock back and forth in Sphinx pose to imitate the movement of the Grinch's sleigh rolling down the hill heading to Whoville. So just kind of rock back and forth like you're tobogganing down the hill. And they're going so fast, it's as if they are flying. So let's go into half lotus and then lotus and imitate that flying sensation. So half lotus, our arms are alongside, palms up. Half lotus, lifting one leg up, bringing it back down, lifting the other leg up, bringing it back down. And then we'll lift both legs and both arms off the mat and pretend we're flying down. And then bring the hands and the legs back down. Bring your hands right below your shoulders, elbows tucked in, lifting the chin and chest, coming up into tabletop. And then we're bringing our hips down to the ankles, coming into extended child pose. So as the Grinch and Santa are making their way to Whoville, Cindy Lou Who and all the little other Who's in Whoville are sound asleep in their beds. And then we'll come back up to tabletop, tuck our toes under, walking our hands back toward our feet, coming up onto the balls of our feet and pushing down, coming into mountain pose. So both Santa and the Grinch land on Cindy Lou Who's housetop. And Santa, being the wonderful guy he is, he shows the Grinch, not knowing what the Grinch is up to, how to go down the chimney or enter the house. So Santa teaches the Grinch the essentials of good posture, which is also mountain pose. So he has the Grinch raise his toes up, spread them apart, bring the toes down, lift the heels up, and then send the heels down. Make sure the legs are nice and straight and strong. Knees have a soft bend to them. Spine and back of the neck is nice and straight and long. Shoulders are relaxed and rolled back. Chin is slightly tucked in, and the crown of the head is reaching up to the sky. And then Santa says, sweep your hands up over your head and then jump into the chimney and come down to the hearth. So we're gonna come down with our hands all the way down the chimney, landing with our hands on the hearth, bending our knees as we go. And then we'll lift our hands up to our shins, straightening out our back, sending our gaze down, and then sending our gaze over to the right. See if anyone's seeing us. And then sending our gaze back down, and then sending our gaze over to the left. See if anyone's watching. Coast is clear. So we'll have the Grinch come down, and then we'll sweep our hands from the floor all the way up overhead. Palms come together. Palms come to heart center. Palms come to the back of our hips. And our hands are just resting on the back of our hips. Shoulders are relaxed, rolled back. Chin is tucked to the chest. And Santa's gonna shout up the chimney, so we'll just drop our shoulders back, send our gaze up to the sky, but more at an angle, not straight up, and yell up, send our bags down. So we'll have the bags sent down by Santa's reindeer and by poor Max sending the Grinch's bag down. So we'll come back up to mountain, sweep our hands back up, and then send our hands back down, bending our knees as we go, and picking up the bag of Santa's ornaments. It's a full bag, and we'll send the crown of our head down and lift that bag all the way up, bringing our hands up overhead. And we're gonna have some supported side stretches as we hang the ornaments. So we bring the right hand down, take the left hand and reach over and place an ornament on the tree, bringing the right hand back up again, sending the left hand down, reaching the right hand and placing an ornament on the tree. We'll do this one more time. So sending the left arm up, right arm comes down. With your left hand, place another ornament on the tree, and then bringing your right hand back up again, sending the left hand down, placing that last ornament on the tree, and then we'll come down to the floor, bending our knees as we go. And now we're gonna be the Grinch picking up the empty bag. So pick up the empty bag, sending the crown of our head down to the floor, lifting the bag up, coming up onto our tippy toes for palm tree. And as we're up on our tippy toes, we're taking those ornaments off the tree that Santa just put on the tree. And then once we have them in our hands, we'll lower our heels back down to the mat, sending our hands back down, stuffing our bag full of those ornaments. And then bringing the hands to our shins for half forward fold. We look again, the Grinch looks to the right, and then back to center, and then to the left. And who should he see standing there but Cindy Lou Who? So both Santa and the Grinch have been caught by Cindy Lou Who. And instead of being upset, Cindy Lou Who, we can bow our head and then raise our hands all the way up to the sky. Palms come together, palms come to heart center. Cindy Lou Who says, let's do Christmas yoga. So I'm gonna switch my mat. go this way. Oh, works a little bit better. So we're going to do Christmas yoga of the 12 days of Christmas. So bear with me. My singing voice is what it is. So sing along, please, at your will. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. So for the partridge in a pear tree, we're going to go into tree pose and just bring your foot up to your inner shin. Your hands are in Anjali Mudra. We're going to interlace the fingers and flap your fingers for the partridge. Partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves. So for turtle doves, mountain pose. We'll bring our arms behind our hips, coming into yoga lock. So our fingers are interlaced behind our back for yoga lock. And then we'll send those interlaced fingers up our spine, creating wings. So, and flapping our wings for 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 French hens. And for French hens, we're going to do eagle pose. So I prefer using my more stable leg to do this. So my right leg, I'm going to cross the left leg over it, cross my left arm under my right arm, come into eagle pose, and squat down for 3 French hens. 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 4th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 calling birds. So for calling birds, again, my dominant leg, I'm going to go into a modified warrior 3. So airplane arms, and just send the leg out to a comfortable height. And you can flap your arms for 4 calling birds. 4 calling birds. Coming back to eagle pose. 3 French hens. Back to mountain pose. 2 turtle doves. And a partridge in a pear tree. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 golden rings. And we'll just be in mountain pose, bringing our arms up overhead, forming a circle with our arms for the ring. 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds. Woo. 3 French hens. 2 turtle doves. And a partridge in a pear tree. On the 6th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 6 geese a-laying. So the geese, we're going to come down into a squat. It's not a wide-legged squat, just a regular squat. Sending our knees straight out, coming up on the balls of our feet. You can stay here, or if you like, you can lift your hands up, straightening up your spine. 6 geese a-laying. Then put your hands back down. And as you push down your feet, come up, creating the circle 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 7th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 7 swans a swimming. So we're going to come down to the mat, come down in a squat, and it'll be easier as we go on. But come into tabletop and then coming down into your stomach. So you can come down either tabletop or plank, chaturanga, whatever works for you. We're going to send our arms out in front of us and lift our legs like full lotus, and then just swim. 7 swans a swimming. Then put our hands back down. Come into cobra, to come back up to tabletop. Walk our hands back, tucking our toes under for 6 geese laying. And then placing our hands down, pushing down in our feet, coming up. 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 8th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 8 maids a milking. So we're going to come down to the mat, come into tabletop. We'll do a series of cat-cows. So with our wrists right below our shoulders, knees below our hips, we're going to lift our head for cow, round our back for cat, lift our head for cow and go moo, round our back, lift our head for cow, moo, round our back, lift our head one last time for cow, moo, 8 maids a milking. And then we'll come down to the mat. So I'm just gonna bring my tummy down, extending my arms out in front. 7 swans a swimming. Come back, come into cobra, up to tabletop. Walk your hands back. 6 geese a laying. Bring our hands down, push down. 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 9th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 9 ladies dancing. So we're going to go into dancer pose. You can do it by just sending your leg out and your front arm up, or if you want the full extension or expression of dancer pose, grab your inner part of your foot and then send your arm and leg up. 9 ladies dancing. 8 maids a milking. Coming back down to cat-cow. Lifting our head up, moo. Rounding the back, moo. Rounding the back, moo. Round one more, moo. 7 swans are swimming. Down. Extending our arms. Swimming. 6 geese a laying. Come back to a squat. 6 geese a laying. Bring our hands down, push down. 5 golden rings. 4 calling birds. 3 French hens. 2 turtle doves. And a partridge in a pear tree. On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 10 lords a leaping. This one's fun. So we're going to do the breath of joy. So the breath of joy is all inhale, inhale, inhale. And as we lift our hands up, we're going to come up onto our tippy toes like we're leaping. And then down. So 10 lords a leaping up onto our tippy toes and down. We'll do that a couple more times. Up onto the tippy toes, down. 10 lords a leaping. 9 ladies dancing. Woo! 8 maids a milking. Moo. Rounding the back. Moo. Moo. And one last time. Moo. Walk our hands for 6. Oh, yeah, no. Walk our hands forward for 7 swans a swimming. And then placing our hands under, walking back. For 6 geese a laying. Bring the hands down, push up. 5 golden rings. 4 calling birds. 3 French hens. 2 turtle doves. And a partridge in a pear tree. On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 11 drummers drumming. So we're going to come into chair pose. So let me come to the side. Bring our hips down. Our knees are behind our toes. Come down as far as what's comfortable for you. And then we're going to drum. So 11 drummers drumming. 10 lords a leaping. Sweep up, tippy toes, and down. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, 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 up, down. Inhale, 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 up, down. 9 ladies dancing. 8 maids a milking. Come down. Moo. Round back. Moo. Rounding our back. Moo. One last time, round back. Moo. 7 swans are swimming. Down to our tummy. And then swimming. 6 geese a laying. Come back up. Walk our hands to a squat. 6 geese a laying. 5 golden rings. 4 calling birds. 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. Running out of breath. 12 pipers piping. I'm gonna come into warrior 1. So we're gonna have our front knee over our front ankle, back foot, and an angle, 45-degree angle, back side of the foot. It's nice and snug in the mat. And we turn our torso to the front of the mat or to the corner, whichever is more comfortable. We'll bring our hands up. 12 pipers piping. Coming into chair pose. Come down. 11 drummers drumming. 10 lords a leaping. Up. Up. Oops. Up. 9 ladies dancing. 8 maids of milking. Moo. 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 7 swans a swimming. 6 geese a laying. 5 golden rings. 4 calling birds. 3 French hens. 2 turtle doves. And a partridge in a pear tree. Everyone. So let's bring our pinky toes to the edges of the mat, tucking our heels in, 45-degree ankle. Hands come to heart center. We'll bring our hips down to the mat, bringing our torso between, just giving us a nice stretch. And then we'll bring our sit bones down to the mat. And we're going to prepare for a well-deserved Shavasana. So bring your back down to the mat. Send your feet out to the corners. Arms come alongside at an angle. Palms facing up. Maybe take a few deep inhales and exhales through your mouth. Just relaxing fully. Just as if you're in bed and you're about to go to sleep and dream of Christmas trees. Nice, deep, relaxing breath. And as you're dreaming of Christmas trees, I will read a poem by E. Cummings titled Little Tree. Little tree, little silent Christmas tree, you are so little, you are more like a flower. Who found you in the green forest? And were you very sorry to come away? See, I will comfort you because you smell so sweetly. I will kiss your cool bark and hug you safe and tight, just as your mother would, only don't be afraid. Look, the spangles that sleep all the year in a dark box, dreaming of being taken out and allowed to shine. The balls, the chains, red and gold, the fluffy threads. Put your little arms up and I'll give them all to you to hold. Every finger shall have its ring, and there won't be a single place dark or unhappy. Then when you're quite dressed, you'll stand in the window for everyone to see, and how they'll stare. Oh, but you'll be very proud. And my little sister and I will take hands, and looking up at our beautiful tree, we'll dance and sing Noel, Noel.